Hi everyone, welcome to DHRME. We're a couple of gadget geeks living in Holland, and my name's Kevin.
And I'm Rohan, and today we're going to talk about our real life experiences with the OnePlus 2.
So why the OnePlus 2? We both use the device as our main phone, and
Yeah.
I'm still using mine.
Yeah, and I recently sold mine a couple of days ago, and I got an Nexus 5X on which we're shooting this video. And OnePlus actually was the seventh phone since 2014, so I go through a lot of phones, and I was really excited to get it because I had this great experience with the OnePlus One. It was stable, great battery life, and I had a good opinion of OnePlus in general because of that.
And I came from the Nexus 5, absolutely loved the phone, and I was looking for an upgrade.
Yeah,
Only thing was the Nexus 6 was way too big.
yeah, and OnePlus 2 fit in perfectly, right? Great specs, Snapdragon 810, 4 GB of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, 3,300 milliamp hour battery. So yeah, the specs look great on paper.
Absolutely. The specs are flagship killer level,
Yeah.
and at a great price, and it was the closest thing to stock Android for me, and that was important coming from the Nexus 5. And we both had access to the OnePlus's invite system, so
Yeah.
I ordered it pretty much after it released, and you ordered it much later.
Yeah, so very good reasons to get the OnePlus 2 actually.
So what are our initial impressions of the OnePlus 2? So mine personally, I've had the phone for about 8 months, since August of 2015, and strange story, so I actually got it because of the camera. It was a really good camera, and I was going on vacation in a week after that to Greece. So I thought, great, and I took it with me. Only thing is, there was a lot of bugs in the camera app still. So what would happen is I would take it out, take a picture, and I would want to check the preview of the photo that I just took. What would happen, the app would just crash. And then I would have to unlock it, and I would try and unlock it with the fingerprint scanner, but the fingerprint scanner wasn't really on point, so it wouldn't unlock. Then I had to swipe, put in my code, and open the camera app again. So long story short, it's really annoying when you're on vacation. So,
Yeah, and all I really have are initial impressions because I sold this thing off a month after buying it. I can talk about the order process actually. I ordered one phone, they sent me two. I tried to return the second phone, they refunded me money I shouldn't have gotten. Then I tried to give them the money back, there was problems with that. So it was the whole order process, and kind of got a, kike in the keuken. You could see in the kitchen how the order process worked. It was terrible, and you could see how disorganized they were actually. Yeah, but the OnePlus 2 is really not all bad, right, Kevin? You had it for 8 months. What are your impressions about it?
So like I said, I came from the Nexus 5,
Yeah.
which was made out of plastic entirely, and the OnePlus 2 is, proper built.
Yeah.
It has this metal edge around it, premium build quality, and the grippy sandstone back really helped with
Yeah.
the grip, and I didn't need a case at all. So quite happy. You want to add anything to this, Ron?
Yeah, I really like the alert slider is what they call it, I think. So when I went to bed at night, I could just move it all the way up. It went silent if I was in a meeting. I would just move it to the middle, and I knew it was on priority. So that's something unique that no other Android phone has. And also the size, I think, is really perfect for someone with my hands because I could really use it very well for two-handed typing. That's what I found.
I have a different opinion. I think I preferred the 5-inch. It was more my sweet spot. But
Yeah.
the fact that it was had such a good grip, I didn't need a case.
Yeah.
So it could have been bulkier.
Yeah.
So talking about the size of the phone, why is the OnePlus 2 built in such a size?
Yeah, I think they had to make it big, right? Because they fit a bigger battery in there. At least that's what I think. Did that translate to battery life for you, though?
Surprisingly not. So the OnePlus One had a slightly smaller battery, only 200 milliamperes smaller,
Yeah.
but it gave a lot longer standby time and screen on time.
Yeah. But in terms of numbers, how did it look like for you?
So to give you an example, I would take my phone off the charger at about 7 o'clock in the morning, and by 7 p.m. in the evening, so 12 hours later, I'd be on 20% or less battery life.
Yeah.
And the screen on time, something between 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I think I got something similar, and I think that was my number one gripe with the OnePlus 2. I mean, everything aside, I think battery life is something you expect out of a flagship, or
Right.
a flagship killer.
And it's a 64 gigabyte version, which is usually the higher variant of a flagship phone.
Yeah.
So you would never actually think about removing apps or anything.
Yeah.
You'd just be able to use it as it is. But
Yeah.
I ended up removing Facebook and Twitter, just so that I could get slightly better battery life.
So you actually had to deal with real life because of the phone. I guess that's a positive experience.
I guess so.
Speaking of experience.
Nice segue.
Yeah.
But isn't this what the video is about?
Yeah, and thankfully this video is hopefully not as stuttery as the experience on the piece of shambles OnePlus 2. I had constant crashes while switching apps. I had lags.
Yeah. And I agree, because I'll give you a nice example. The other day, the screen on the phone just froze for a good 15 minutes, and it was the longest 15 minutes ever. And I couldn't do anything because the screen froze, so I couldn't restart, I couldn't kill the app, and I couldn't remove the battery because it was a non-removable one. So what's the OnePlus 2 running on the inside? It's running the Oxygen OS 2.2.1, which is based on Android Lollipop. So it's the later version of Android. The latest one is Marshmallow.
Actually, there's Android N, but that's a developer preview.
Preview,
exactly.
So not official yet.
No.
So OnePlus, they recently released their community build version of Oxygen OS 3.0, which is Marshmallow. But I haven't tried it, but you have. So you want to tell us about that?
So in my long life cycle of 1 month, I also spent 10% of it, that is 3 days, trying out the Android Marshmallow update, the OS 3.0, Oxygen OS 3.0. Well, my experience about that was, I think the OS was really snappy. The fingerprint scanner benefited immensely from the Marshmallow API. It was much faster as a result. And there were fewer crashes and less lag all around, I thought.
Sounds good. So why did you sell it then?
Sadly, it didn't do anything for the battery life. Actually, it got much worse. And maybe I should have given it a longer shot, but I already had a buy lined up, and I thought it was time to let go because I was not happy with the phone in general. So I moved to a 5X. That's my story. Yeah,
so I'm personally just waiting for the official update to come out soon, but I may go down the same route as you.
Yeah. So those are, in a nutshell, our experiences. And since this is our first video, we're doing a giveaway, and we're giving away
free tips.
Yes, that's all we're giving away. We can't afford anything else.
Sorry.
So we also have some free tips, which we just spoke about. First, we have tips for OnePlus, the company. Tip number 1, don't give your customers free phones. Don't give them free money when they don't want or when they don't ask for it.
Number 2, don't call your phone a flagship killer if it doesn't even last a day in terms of battery life.
Yeah. Number 3, it's good you focus on specs, but please focus on the user experience as well.
Be quicker with newer releases of Android, and don't keep your customers waiting. But most importantly, keep building really good built phones, beautiful phones.
Yeah, and the thing is, OnePlus, we still believe in you as a company. You're a small company up against the big Goliaths, but never settle. It's a really big ambition to live up to.
So now for a couple of tips for OnePlus 2 users who are watching this video. Stay off the community build. Rowan has learned it the hard way. The reason I didn't do it is just because so many users were reporting poor battery life.
Yeah, and a simple tip is if you want your fingerprints to register better, I actually recorded my thumb in 2 or 3 different ways. One for the center, one for the sides. In that way, it never misses a fingerprint.
If you like it, then you shouldn't put a case on it.
But if it's big, you're better off with a case on it. I don't know.
Says you. You haven't even lasted a month with it. That's true. If you like this video, please hit the like button below.
And share it with your friends.
And family.
And neighbors.
And farmers. No.
And a strange
wait. Hello?